Gotcha. Okay, let's go to story number 2, reported by WREG News. And there are some stereotypes in this one. So some of this stuff's right out of The Simpsons. So the fire chief in a place called Marked Tree, Arkansas. It's a town of about 2,200 people. He's a gentleman by the name of Alan Hicks. How appropriate. Alan Hicks. He was recently fired after less than 10 months on the job as fire chief. My question for you, Shaq, what did Alan Hicks do to get fired?
Ooh, he hired strippers to go up and down the fire pole.
Not a bad answer. So the mayor of the town claims that Mr. Hicks was fired for his conduct on Facebook. And here is Mr. Hicks in his own words talking to WREG News. We've got a soundbite. Look at this.
I was holding a chicken and it had chicken. That's the exact words it had on there.
There was more. I don't know. I guess, Joel, that's all he got. Oh, there's another video. The other video is, so he says he was fired in part for his conduct for holding up a chicken saying chicken shit, but there's more. He was also apparently fired for his inappropriate use of emojis on Facebook. And again, this is Mr. Hicks explaining in his own words.
They're talking about another Facebook post I posted, was giving the bird. It was supposed to be in the thumbs up.
I just find it funny, but that was the fire chief of Mark Tree. I find that awesome. And here's the thing. This wasn't the first time that he was fired as the fire chief of Mark Tree, Arkansas. He was the fire chief a few years ago, got fired then too, then they rehired him, and now he's saying, I'm going to sue these fuckers, but I also want my job back. So it's all over the place. What do you think? Do you think holding a chicken saying chicken shit and then posting a middle finger emoji, do you think that those are grounds for termination if you're the fire chief of a town?
It seems excessive to me. I guess in a sense, maybe it's sort of a public figure. I don't know. Like, I don't know how that really affects the quality of his work or impacts negatively the people around him. So I don't know if it's grounds for firing. The IQ on the guy, though, I would take into question, and the obsession with the farm animals is a little too on the nose for me.
I mean, he is from small town Arkansas.
What else is there to do?
Yeah, he's got ample opportunity. And maybe
I'm just saying, based on what I've heard from friends who've come from like predominantly white small communities, you know, generally very like religious communities or communities that don't get exposed to a lot of other cultures. This seems like a very small discretion compared to some of the things I heard that go on in places like small town Arkansas. Like, if this is as bad as it gets, he's probably the best candidate for the job.
Yeah, maybe the only candidate for the job. I mean, who knows, you know? All right, big question for you on this, Shaq. Big question. Have you ever been fired from a job? And if so, what did you do?
Have I ever been fired from a job? Yes. Yes, I was fired from one job. I was working at a kind of an upscale catering place in Vancouver where they would they'd have these Bard on the Beach events. They basically throw on plays at the beach, and so these guys would cater a lot of the food for it. My girlfriend at the time got me the job. Her dad also worked there, and when we broke up, I noticed her dad went from, hey, come here, let me show you how to chop and plate these, to, hey, go clean the bathroom.
Oh.
And so I started no-showing that gig a couple of times, and that was the end of that. But let me tell you, I don't even remember the name of the place. You guys kind of sucked. I cannot tell you how many times I went, and that the dad wasn't even in charge, but I can't tell you the number of times I went to work, and I only worked there for like a month, and I saw people crying and yelling at each other. Like, I understand things get tense in like a restaurant setting where you've got quick turnovers, but they had all day to prep this catering. I don't know why it was such a high stakes, angry environment, but I guess it's the food business on whole.
I wonder if they were hired by the Fire Festival.
Possibly.
Kind of sounds like it, yeah.
The food was good. The food was great. I snuck a little bite here and there, but people.
So you stole food and you no-showed the job. This is what you're saying.
Who doesn't eat a little bit? Although I did work at a pizza place in a food court once, where the manager, the franchisee, would go home and sitting at home would watch you from a camera
Wow.
set to a TV. So I could only skimp so much cheese off the top before.
Wow, he did that in his spare time, basically?
She did that in her spare time, and she made it clear, like she's like, just so you know, I'll be watching. Like,
Wow.
really weird. I don't know what I expected from a food court pizza place, but I think I had a little bit more expectation for normalcy in the workplace.
I wonder if she was also practicing tying shoelaces really fast.
It clearly had the time for it, my dude.
Yeah, wow.
It did not stop me from skipping cheese off the top, but if more people would send, Jimmy, you brought it up, if more people would send me cheese baskets, I might not have to resort to such drastic measures.
Okay, note to everybody here, you want to get on Shaq's good side, cheese baskets.
Shout out to Ben the Bane Davis, the one person who has ever sent me a cheese basket.
All right, it is time for story number 1, posted on Twitter. I usually leave the spicy ones for last, Shaq. So here we go. There is a self-published author who goes by the name Chuck Tingle. And Chuck Tingle produces ebooks for Amazon about such subjects as horror and gay romance. Mm-hmm. Typically, the subject matter is very timely and it's in line with whatever is going on in the news at the time in their ebooks, so they can knock them out quick. They got a new book out. It's related to a current news topic. My question for you is, what do you think the current news topic is that Chuck Tingle has written a new ebook about?
Elon Musk purchases Twitter and turns it into an erotic fanfic haven.
I'm a little bit scared that you got that one right. Like maybe you're a subscriber to Chuck Tingle. So the latest one, the title of it is, and I'm going to read the whole thing, the physical manifestation of Twitter, because, you know, liability, Twitter's rapid descent into chaos thanks to inept management from a man-baby edgelord pounds me in the butt. That is the title, and you see the cover on your screen right there. Chuck Tingle's biggest hits. Chuck Tingle's biggest hits on Amazon, they include Trans Wizard Harriet Porber and Scary Stories to Tingle Your Butt. Those are a couple of their biggest titles on Amazon.
That's pretty good.
So,
pretty good.
How many Chuck Tingle ebooks do you have on your Kindle, Shaq?
Can't say I have any, though I'd be lying if I said that my fiance hasn't sort of picked up a couple like erotic horror-y fan books of late.
Really?
Weird thing. A DJ that I was planning on interviewing is actually name dropped in the book. Like the character turns on one of their songs on the radio. It's kind of an obscure DJ, so I'm desperately in hunt to that interview because I want to be the one to read the passage to them.
Fascinating. So there's like a real market for this shit. Like
I don't think she knew that there was a market for it or that she might be it, but apparently it exists.
Tell her go on Amazon, look up Chuck Tingle.
Will do.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I click the subscribe button. You really should too. If you like videos about real news stories that are funny, stupid, or weird, subscribe now.